Hey Steelers fans, we're back with some big news that's going to shake up the game. First off, our quarterbacks coach Mike Sullivan might be flying the coop for a new gig, and then we've got Arthur Smith bringing a whole new vibe to our offense. This is the kind of stuff that could really change the game for us. If you're ready to dive deep into these exciting developments, hit that like button and let's get into it. Let's kick things off with Mike Sullivan. He's been in the mix for the offensive coordinator job with the Raiders, but things are getting competitive. It's a big moment for Sullivan, and for us, it means we might be seeing some changes in our coaching staff. Let's take a closer look at what's going on with Sullivan and what it means for the Steelers. The Las Vegas Raiders were thinking about hiring Cliff Kingsbury to be their new offensive coordinator, but it didn't work out. Ian Rappaport, a sports reporter, shared that the talks between Kingsbury and the Raiders ended without a deal. Now, Kingsbury might become the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders instead. This situation has opened up an opportunity for Mike Sullivan, the quarterbacks coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who also helps call plays during games. He had an interview for the same job with the Raiders. Jeremy Fowler, another sports reporter, added that Eric Bieniemy and Pep Hamilton, both from Washington, also interviewed for the job with the Raiders. It looks like the Raiders might choose one of them instead of Sullivan. Sullivan has been working with the Steelers quarterbacks since 2021. In the middle of the season, after the Steelers let go of their offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, Sullivan got more responsibilities to call plays for the team. However, Steelers head coach Tomlin is looking for someone from outside the team to take over as the full-time offensive coordinator. Tomlin said, "I'm looking at outside candidates and lining up the pecking order there. I am appreciative of their efforts in terms of what they did for us down the stretch, but I'm looking for outside candidates at this juncture." Now, it's not sure what will happen to Sullivan if he doesn't get the offensive coordinator job with the Raiders or Commanders. The Steelers might keep him as their quarterbacks coach, or they might decide to go separate ways. This would help avoid any awkwardness between Sullivan and the new offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith. Smith is expected to bring some of his own people to work with him, but so far, the only job that has opened up on the Steelers' offensive team is the departure of analyst Glenn Thomas. Now, shifting gears, let's talk about Arthur Smith stepping in as our new offensive coordinator. This guy's got plans to toughen up our game and bring a fresh style to the field. It's all about getting Kenny Pickett to up his game and building an offense that means business. Let's dive into Smith's vision and what it could mean for our team's future. Arthur Smith is starting a new chapter with the Pittsburgh Steelers as their offensive coordinator, the fifth one to work with head coach Mike Tomlin. Smith is planning to bring a tough and physical style to the Steelers, which really matches how the team likes to play and what Tomlin believes in. In a chat with Missy Matthews from Steelers.com, Smith explained his vision. He said, "There's a certain identity we want to have. Any offense I've been a part of, it's going to be physical. We want to win on the line of scrimmage. It's also about playing to our strengths, create explosives. We want to have a very smart unit." One of Smith's biggest jobs will be to help Kenny Pickett, the quarterback who used to play for Pitt, improve a lot in his third year. Tomlin talked about how important this year is for Pickett in his end-of-season press conference. Smith's goal is to get the best out of Pickett, and building a strong connection with him is the first step to success. Smith mentioned the importance of their relationship, saying, "There's a relationship that's got to be built between me and Kenny. That's so paramount between the play caller and the quarterback. There's a trust that's got to be built daily, and it goes both ways. I've got to earn Kenny's trust and vice versa as we build this offense, and all the things we want to work on and we want him to work on and take command of this offense." While in Atlanta, Smith didn't quite develop quarterbacks Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder, but he had success with Ryan Tannehill when he was the offensive coordinator in Tennessee. Tannehill had really good stats under Smith's guidance. The Titans, with Smith, were 10th in scoring and 3rd in rushing in his first year, thanks to a strong offensive line and the skills of Derrick Henry, the running back. They even finished 4th in scoring the next year, even though their passing game wasn't top-notch. Smith faced some criticism in Atlanta for not using some of their best players like Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan Robinson to their full potential. Now, as an offensive coordinator instead of a head coach, he'll have a chance to focus more on these areas. Smith learned a lot from his time in Atlanta, saying, "There was some good lessons learned. It'll help me here, especially with some of the young players that we have and how you fit the offense and try to play to those guys' strengths. Getting to know Pickett and the other offensive players is Smith's first step towards steering the offense in the right direction. He believes in building relationships, saying, "This is a relationship business, and everybody's different, and that's one thing I'll certainly go out of my way to make sure that we have a relationship." And there you have it, the latest and greatest from the Steelers. From potential coaching moves to a new offensive strategy, we're looking at some exciting changes ahead. If you're as hyped as I am to see how these developments play out, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more Steelers news. Thanks for joining in, Steelers fans. Let's get ready for an incredible season ahead.